looking at that, if I'm a Tesla shareholder and I think the guy, the genius behind my company, might not pursue or be distracted by this other company, I'm going to be happy. Conversely, if I'm a Twitter shareholder, right, and I'm going to go the other way because this thing is looking dicey, or at least at its price. What are you hearing?
Yeah, and if I'm Elon Musk and I'm pledging some of my wealth in that $44 billion takeover offer, I want the best deal, especially if social media companies are down 25%, discounted 25% since I made that bid. And, you know, Elon Musk, he's not just putting up this bid by himself. He's probably huddled with the Larry Ellisons and other potential private equity, those other financiers in this deal, saying, should we be paying $54.20 when Twitter is trading at $40? I think there's probably been a rethink. And especially in these times, by the way, where $1 billion, yes, that sounds like a lot for most people. For Elon Musk, not much. And especially if you can get the property for cheaper, for $10 billion cheaper, that might be a deal for him.
You know, Scott, I wonder what the background for this could have been, or backdrop, and that is, save today, the huge sell-off in technology shares, even Tesla shares, to the point that, you know, he's lost tens of billions of dollars on paper. Now, he's still the world's richest man by far, I get that. But do you think secretly or privately he reassesses this? You know, that continues. I've got problems.
Great call. It was a game. I think it was a game from the start, as we talked about on FBN a couple times, Neil. Here's the thing, though. Musk won because remember the libs that got freaked out about when he was coming in to even talk about buying Twitter, and then when he made the offer and they accepted it? I mean, I watched the reaction of a lot of the left-wing liberals, and they got freaked out. I mean, they dedicated their whole shows, their whole Twitter accounts to how this was a takeover and it was going to mess up free speech and all that stuff. So he laughed. I mean, he kind of got the reaction that he wanted. And to Susan's point, the stock was probably, I mean, the buy was probably too much, $54.20. Everybody knows why he did that. Right. He's probably going to come back in and say, hey, I'm going to offer 42. And if you don't know what that means, go watch Dazed and Confused, all right? Because here's the thing. He got kind of the reaction that he wanted.
The 420
and now he's going to win the $1 billion he'll pay.
It's a pot reference.
It's a family show.
Exactly.
Family show.
The April 20th recognized pot thing. So
and there's no second bidder, mind you.
That's right. But on that point, and it's a very good one on Scott's point, Susan, this issue with the technology sector in general. It had an extremely, extremely rough week, and a lot of the stocks have been decimated. We can get off those boards, guys. I'm wondering here, talking about the markets now and talking about where they stand, this deal notwithstanding, I have a feeling that a lot of tech investors are debating, all right, I'm up a little bit, I'm going to cash out now when the getting's good. Or how does this play, you think?
And what's the pain threshold? Is $11 trillion in losses enough? As Scotty will tell you, in these type of bear market sell-offs, you have markets and sellers really exhausting themselves out, meaning that they run out of things to sell. And you usually want to sell the things that you like the most last. And I think the fact that Apple fell into bear market territory, down some 20% from recent peaks yesterday, probably the most widely held stock on the planet, the most liked, since it's a cash machine and returning a lot of cash to shareholders, and that's why Warren Buffett bought in. I think that was an inflection point, thinking, okay, well, I'm already selling my favorite stocks. What else is there to sell? And maybe there isn't that much more in the portfolio. And especially on a Friday, I think it's indicative if stock markets go up, especially when you heard Jerome Powell yesterday talking about short-term pain to get inflation lower and raising interest rates by 1 full percentage point at least this summer, and stocks end the week higher, and stocks rally into the weekend, I think that's positive.
If you have a rally that you want to believe, Scott, you normally need to see it at least for a second day. And the rallies we've seen have been one-day wonders. I'm not dismissing this or poo-pooing it. I'm just saying that's been the way it's been going. How important will Monday trading be to you?
Big, although today, to Susan's point, was great. I mean, we actually held the rally most of the day and rallied a bit into the close. I'll tell you what, Neil, the only thing left in this market, though, there aren't a lot of sellers left, it doesn't look like, but there's still emotion. And so as an investment manager for many of our clients and even my own account, and both a Twitter holder and a Tesla holder, so I need my medication this weekend. I'll tell you what, when you're buying stocks, when you buy something and you have to go to the lavatory afterwards, that's probably a good buy. But if you're buying something and it feels like it's a surefire win, you're complacent, this is a can't miss, that's when you should be selling. So take your emotion, flip it around, and that'll tell you what to do.
I could help you with that medication thing, young man, but that's a whole separate issue.
Send it over.
Yeah,
I'm
all
out.
right. Guys, thank you both very much. Have a wonderful weekend.